What happened?
All right, sent out the tweet. If y'all want to retweet it, knock yourself out. All right, y'all ready?
I
I
think
got my
EJ
damn
got
phone.
kicked out.
My video. I don't
No,
know
he
what happened to
didn't,
my
because
video.
something else happened, but he didn't get kicked out.
Okay, there.
That's why I got a still picture. There you go.
Okay.
All right. Oh, shoot. What's up? Rasslin Roundtable proudly presents Summerslam 2014. Or should I say 1550 and a half proudly presents Rasslin Roundtable Summerslam 2014 live from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. Golly. Before we get into this, let me introduce myself. My name is John Robinson, joined by Sterl the Pearl. Sterl, you gonna say what's up? Did he freeze? He actually froze. Yeah. All right. Well, then we go on to EJ.
What up? What
Yeah, I
up?
think everything froze.
How did everything freeze? Sterl, how you? I mean, Jannar, how you still good? Jannar, did you freeze
I don't
too?
know.
What the hell?
No, I'm good now.
All right. So, EJ, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Can he not hear me?
I said I'm good.
What the
Can you
hell?
hear me?
How come we
We
can't
got
hear
you. I
EJ?
hear you.
I can't hear EJ though. He just
Uh,
waved.
I mean, I'm talking. I saying I'm good. Like, I mean,
What
you
is
know,
going on?
Janar can hear me.
How you doing, AJ?
I'm good.
Wait, can you hear EJ?
I sure can.
How the hell I
Uh,
can't hear him?
John,
This don't make any sense.
can't hear me.
We just was hearing.
Can
What's
you
going
hear me
on with?
now?
Could you
Can
hear
you
me
hear me
earlier?
now?
Only one I can hear you is you, Jannar. I can't hear nobody else.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't know what's going on.
Wait,
Of course, I know I'm
we
a mic
already
issue.
experiencing technical difficulties. Right when we clicked, we sent the link out. Like we were good before then. Hold on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm finna drop EJ and then call him back.
Okay.
So
Sterl hasn't moved like once. I just want y'all to know that. Like, is this guy on? Like, for me, Sterl is not doing anything. Just so you know.
no, he
Does
isn't.
that make a difference, John? Okay.
Yes, it does. Hold up. So Sterl, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
I hear you now.
Where's EJ?
I just sent him another invite.
Yeah, he just sent him another invite. He'll be back in a second.
All right, we got to work fast before we get any more interruptions.
Yeah, we do. I don't know what happened with you.
Who, me?
Yeah, you froze up. We didn't hear you for a while.
Yeah.
Did I not send? Let me send EJ again. Maybe I
I
messed
wonder
up.
if it's this computer.
I can hear kids, Doc.
Let's see. Yeah. All right, so let's get into this because when EJ come back on, we'll just jump right in. So we kicked off the show with RVD versus Cesaro, and honestly, this was actually a good match. And Sterling, you said earlier you said during the match that you wanted the WWE, or you think the WWE should always start off with a good match that can actually lead into a feud, right?
Yeah, they should always do this, or either build it up to the point where we can always go back and be like, okay, this was what happened in the pre-show, and like have it on Raw, like something show up on Raw, like, oh, where did this start? So people can sit there and be like, actually want to watch the pre-show, because I think a lot of times people don't want to watch the pre-show, so we want to see something good. So give us a good match, or give us a storyline in that pre-show, so then we can sit there and always go back and be like, oh, okay, this is where it originated, this is where it started.
Yes, it's kind of similar to your idea when you said that Raw should always start off with a match, because most people don't pay attention to that first match because that first hour or maybe the first 20 or 30 minutes, because they always start off with a promo, and if you're giving them something that they might miss, you might get more people to tune into the pre-show, because let's be honest, the pre-show was just there to set a pay-per-view, because that's why that match gets a commercial break or whatever.
Yeah. which I hate, by the way.
Yeah,
it's a throwback too to like Heat and Main Event, like when WCW had WCW Main Event. That was always an awesome thing. I thought, where they had a really good match, because for the people who weren't sure if they were going to buy it, it was always that buy-in. Like, oh man, maybe I should order this pay-per-view.
Yeah, so we were surprised, right? Because I had Cesaro winning this match because I feel like ever since RVD has come back, he's been in a role to put people over, and we're not saying that he's not going to put anybody over, because I don't think this feud is going to be over, but I really didn't think RVD was going to win this match, even though it was a good match. Me and Sto, we both liked the spot where Cesaro did a Rolling Thunder, but he finished with a stomp or whatever, and the frog splasher got reversed into like uppercuts and stuff like that. How do you guys think this feud is going to go?
Look, well, first off, we don't know it's going to be a feud yet, but
okay, you're right.
For it to be a feud, RVD had to win, because it wouldn't have made sense for Cesaro to win unless you're going to do something different with RVD where he turns. And see, that would have just been too much work to try to turn RVD, and then I'm supposed to look at Cesaro as a face now. That would have just been too crazy. So
Right.
it only made sense for RVD to win this match to start a feud.
And I think the way we can see that a feud is going, because right after this match, Cesaro drags the referee up to the little pre-show panel and says that count was too fast. So leading us, and that was great because it happened so quickly. RVD's still celebrating, and Sterling was like, "Oh well, he's still in the ring. He's still in the ring." And then you look up, and he got the ref by the neck, like that was a fast count. That count was too fast, and we're like, "Okay, yeah, this is gonna go a little further." So the show opens up with Hulk Hogan coming out to put over the network. Is it me, or do you guys think that they have used Hulk Hogan poorly since his return to the WWE?
I don't think that they use him poorly. I mean, he's the most recognizable figure, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to push the network. You got to remember that now that they're a public company and they're selling shares, they got to appease the shareholders. To a shareholder, the face of wrestling is always, going to be Hulk Hogan. So That's how you got to look at it. From a business standpoint, no. From a wrestling fan standpoint, probably. But from a business standpoint, I get it. It makes sense.
Would you do anything differently, Sterling? If you was WWE, would you have them push the network and maybe put them in storylines, or just keep them pushing the network?
Well, I don't know. I think what they're doing right now is okay. That's just that's the only thing they can do. I mean, I think we mentioned on RBU that Hogan had a back surgery and stuff like that. So you don't necessarily want to push him in a storyline to where he has to wrestle. I think
that's true.
This time of wrestling might just be over.
Might?
Who knows?
Just questionable?
No, it's not.
I mean, I don't think it's questionable. I mean, if he really feels like he can go and he passes a physical, he might try to get in the ring again.
But again, going back to what we talked about, what is that going to accomplish? Who's that benefit? You're looking forward to that?
No, I don't think anybody wants to see it.
So I don't see the point.
No. All right. I thought something was weird. I made a note that 5 minutes into the show, we were still pushing the show. They were still advertising this show. This Miz versus Dolph match, ladies and gentlemen, this was good. This was like, honestly, I'm one of the few who actually like the Miz as a heel. Like, I don't think he's a great wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
I just like his character. I just like the fact that he gets legitimate heat for just being a guy who wants to work.
He's not that bad at wrestling either.
No, he's not.
No, he's a good wrestler.
Yeah,
I think, it's Miller said that he was going to run around the block. That didn't happen, though. I ain't see him doing any laps around no block.
Give me some time. I have a bum knee.
Now, one of our favorite wrestlers,
and a big belly.
Basically like the smart Mark favorite wrestler is Dolph Ziggler. What do we think about him winning the Intercontinental title again?
Honestly, I thought it was too soon. I think they could have. Yeah, I think they could have went one more pay-per-view and then he won. That's just because you're a Dolph Ziggler fan. Get out of here with that. Look, the Miz should have had this title all the way up until Night of Champions. That's what should have happened.
Really?
And,
And then drop
yeah,
it?
because then you could have had a third match, whatever pay-per-view is after Night of Champions. Then you have a third match.
No, I think that's dragging it out too long.
Yeah.
I like how they did it. He wins the belt at SummerSlam, your premier event. This could lead to more matches. I could see Miz maybe winning it back at Night of Champions. Maybe even winning it back on a Raw leading into Night of Champions. That's what we need. You know, I don't think that it was too soon. If anything, Dolph getting a bigger role is overdue. And that's not as a fan, just from a business standpoint. He makes other wrestlers look good. So, to me, it makes sense.
Hold on. All right. Here's the question then. At the end of the day, after they have, because it's going to be 3 matches. That's what I'm saying. So, who ends up out on top?
I think The Miz, but not in a way that devalues Dolph. And it can be done. So if that's your question, that's my answer.
All right. I think we lost John. So, the match after that, AJ versus Paige. Paige wins off the Rampage. This was a good match.
Yeah, I really like the wrestling in this match. That's what kind of I don't want to say blew me away, but I appreciated that they let them wrestle. They let them go at it. It was a very creative match. Some spots there. The spot where AJ dove off of the top with the flying clothesline to the outside.
Yeah, it was some dope match. Oh, when she threw up onto the barricade, that was a good spot too.
Oh yeah.
That was one. Ooh, I was like, don't mess up the pretty face now.
You know, kudos to them.
Man, that was I would have been scared to take that spot. I tell you that.
Kudos to WWE for letting the Divas work. Because if you've noticed for a while, they've been letting the Divas be a little bit more aggressive. It's gone beyond just the hair pulling, regular stuff, you know? So that's what I can appreciate about everything. So I appreciate that. I like that they've taken it to that level. Where they're not just pulling hair, kicks to the stomach. It wasn't uniform. They wrestle, let them wrestle. Were you shocked by the way that this match went, like by Paige winning?
No, I wasn't shocked. Although I think I picked AJ to win this match. No, actually I think I picked Paige, which to me kind of made sense. You could keep this rivalry going for another pay-per-view, but after that it might have to end.
Back. Let's get on to this Paige versus AJ Lee for the Divas Championship match.
First off, let me start off and say kudos to WWE for finally giving these divas the time they deserve, because they got some good diva wrestlers. They need to really give them the time and push them.
Let them wrestle.
Yay.
How about that AJ turn off the turnbuckle outside the ring, though? Man?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That was crazy.
That was a crazy spot.
Yes.
But let's give Paige props for reversing the Black Widow.
Oh, yeah, that was nice.
The Rampage.
Mm-hmm.
That's what was good about it, that she actually reversed it and did her signature move. So I like that. I mean, because we've seen her reverse it before, but this time she did her signature move and came up with the victory.
No, I'll be honest, guys. Anybody have Paige winning this match? Because I definitely did not.
I
thought this feud was over.
No, I had AJ winning.
I did too. I
You know what?
I was like 0-5 in my first 5 matches. Like, I lost every match I picked.
Honestly, I think I got to go back and listen to my predictions, because I think I actually did pick Paige to win this match.
Yeah, I think you did too. I remember listening to that.
Yeah.
All right. So, you the lone wolf. All right. Rusev versus Jack Swagger. So I did a little Google research. So that POCCNR is basically spelling out Russia. Mm-hmm. That's what that was on his tights. Lana tells us that America's a fantasy land with happy endings. Well, we believe we have one happy ending. Swagger comes out with the Marines. USA chant breaks out, of course. And correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't a flag match supposed to be a flag on a pole? Like,
Yes.
what happened to
I
this?
didn't understand any of that.
No.
In WWE world, the rules of the norm do not apply.
So wait,
Unfortunately.
before we talk about the match, so they didn't have regular flag match rules. The flags were just outside in their respective corners, and then the winner gets their national anthem played. What?
That's all it
Like, the
was.
flag raised. Like,
Yeah.
that happens every Monday. Like, so,
Right, exactly. That was going to be one of my points. Like that, this happens every Monday. So what you're fighting for? What you've already done? This is silly.
Yeah.
it's like,
So,
do you wonder if they like just figured they just gonna scrap the whole flag on a pole type thing, or they just came over there at the last minute type thing, or whatnot?
It was a match that really, to me, didn't even need it.
Right.
Like, you did not need this flag on
Right.
the pole. And then, so let's talk about the match real quick, guys. Swagger attacks the ankle, and Rusev, he does his best selling it. I'll give you,
yeah.
Jannar. There were times where he didn't continue on, but you got to remember he's still a young wrestler, and he did pretty well. Even though putting in the accolade, he couldn't get it all the way in.
I like that. And his facial
I
expressions.
like it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the ending. I really had Swagger going over because I thought this feud could continue, and it probably is going to continue, but I don't like the whole I'm going to pass out. Especially, I forgot, not only were the flag rules different, but we don't do a 3-arm hand raise anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That was such a great point that you.
I don't. Why?
look.
Would that have hurt? Go ahead.
You know what? This rivalry has to end. look. I mean, because that was just flat out ugly how it ended. I mean, the only thing you can sell me on is if Jack Swagger comes back Monday night and says, you know what, you still haven't really beaten me. I didn't tap out when then he like hit his head on the post and he had counted out. Isn't that how that first match
Yeah, he
ended?
counted out on the battleground. Yeah.
Yeah. He could still say, you still haven't beaten me. So, and he could play that up. The ref didn't do the 3 arms.
Yeah.
And he could play that up. But other than that, if they try to continue on with this, like, he's beating him, that's what it is like a legitimate, like, I just won, then this rivalry can end right now, and I don't care.
Do you feel it? Do you feel the rivalry should end on a pay-per-view or it should end like on Raw?
It should end on the pay-per-view.
But see, the thing
point
is,
I don't want to see it go past this one. So.
See, the thing is, the reason I said that, I mean, I just feel Night of Champions should be strictly about championships, and like for that to be on a pay-per-view card, on that card, it just doesn't make sense. So I thought it would have ended tonight, but
no, they are fighting for. They fighting for the champion of that country. That's what this can still.
You're right.
Out of here,
apply.
Apollo Creed.
I'll answer the question. I do not want to watch this match go any further.
I agree.
Because I don't think this feud is good. It's decent. It's not a horrible feud. I just want to see what's next for Rusev. He needs a challenge, and you give it. He's squashing, not really squashing, but he's beat Swagger pretty easily to me. Like
I don't think Cena doing anything right now.
Cena's still
That's for later on in the show.
Now, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I get on Sterling Jannard for rambling on too long about certain things. I feel like we finna spend 20 or 30 minutes on this main event.
Okay, well, let's speed it up then. Let's go ahead.
All right, so let's get to Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. This was worth the hype to me.
Oh yeah.
At first, this match started off slow, but and you know, me and EJ both on the podcast that we didn't air. We was practicing this Google Hangouts thing. We both don't like lumberjack matches. They do more harm than good, as I said in my predictions.
Add me to that list of lumberjack haters.
Yeah, but you know what?
It worked for this one.
Yes, it did.
To the credit, the lumberjacks did their job. They made sure things got in the ring, even though they stopped us from getting a bomb ass spot when they was at the mid level. Like that looked like that was gonna be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
God, this match was good. Like this match to me, I need this feud to keep going.
All right, it's
I
going
think
to keep going. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well.
Especially if he didn't cash in as well. So.
Yeah,
It would keep going because he lost because of Kane. Because he was going to
Dean
win
Ambrose.
that match.
Yeah. So I will apologize. Seth Rollins actually won this match. Now, EJ, you just said I'm a big supporter of that. Night of Champions should be all title matches. what about Money in the Bank briefcase being on the line?
Yes,
So
I mean that can work. That can work.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
I agree with
All
you. That could be counted as like a title, maybe not officially, but
Yeah.
Yeah, and I told
Yeah.
Jannard.
I would like that.
You said what? Sterling.
No, I just said I would like that
Yeah.
if they put the briefcase on the line. I mean, I thought they should have did it this time anyway.
They should have, and I told Jannard, I think it sucks that this feud is happening so early because, or such a mid-level feud, because if they were two main eventers, the way that match went, they need to be in the Hell in a Cell. They need to be locked in with each other for like another 30-minute match, and I think that'd be the best. That's how you end that feud. But if they're not gonna make it that far, I don't think so.
no, I don't think so either.
All right, here's another feud that's probably at this end because Chris Jericho is leaving. Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt with the butcher apron on. You guys like that look?
Love it.
That was man. This guy is just amazing.
Good luck.
It was. This match was good too. Jericho just, even though Jericho is not Jericho from ECW, WCW when he was in Japan, he's still good. And especially with the crab walk came out of nowhere, his facial expression was amazing. Just
I feel like wrestling, like whoever's trained, you know, when you're training, Chris Jericho's one of those guys you study. Because if you think about it, how long he's been wrestling since we were teenagers, and he's always able to stay relevant. He's always able to stay current as far as even wrestling in the ring. I really can't name that many really bad Chris Jericho matches.
Look, Chris Jericho is still in such a great shape that if the WWE said we're going to put the title on him, you wouldn't even have a problem with it.
Nope.
No. But let's talk about the mark out moment. You can't kill me, I'm already dead.
Oh my God.
Yes, I know.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I was like, it seemed like something he already said before, but it's just like it was so fresh.
Dude.
Yeah.
It was so fresh. I was like, man, I looked up like Jay Fields, Black Lawler, you know, on Twitter. Like I looked over him and said, man, now are you sold on Bray Wyatt again? Because like that just pumped something into me. I was like, man, this shit is solid. Like
mid-match promo, like that was insane.
Promo. His after-match promo, he goes on to say he found out what it means to follow the buzzers, and then he starts singing. He has the whole world in his hands. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And it's not that Bray Wyatt is the best on the mic. Arguably he is. It's not that he's the best in the ring. It's just the fact that Bray Wyatt knows his character.
Yes.
Most wrestlers don't know who they're like I think the Miz actually knows his character. I think the Miz knows like I'm a Hollywood dude that's protecting my face, and that works for him. Other wrestlers are. What's Roman Reigns' character? Super strong man? Like what's your character?
He's still finding himself right now.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But Bray Wyatt has figured it out. He gets it.
Yeah.
And he lives his character. That's what makes it so dope.
Yeah. So let's get on to we get another promo. I think we got like 2 or 3 promos for this Stephanie McMahon Brie Bella feud. And each time they omitted the whole Megan part of the other. That was her name, right? Megan was the trainer.
Something.
That part was horrible.
I think they actually brought it up later on though.
Yeah, they did bring it up.
Yeah.
But they really went past it.
Yeah.
They didn't really. Matter of fact, no. What happened was they didn't bring it up. They showed her the Megan.
Oh, okay.
They showed when Brie slapped her and stuff like that. But they didn't bring up the storyline. Of it.
So let's just say, Brie Bella, you need to thank God you married Daniel Bryan because you would not be in the storyline. Because listen, there's no way the boss of the company who has been out the ring for 10 years looked that good. You look that bad.
Good.
Yeah.
Definitely owned that match.
Good. She looked like a Fandango / Seth Rollins or something with her attire.
But
that's true. That's true.
Rob
I mean, she mounted up a little defense. She got a little couple. Brie mounted a little offense. She got a couple of arm drags in or whatever. But I wish Stephanie was in with Alicia Fox. Like I wish Alicia Fox had got this thing. Or Naomi. That's who I really would have loved.
Naomi. Naomi would have made sense. You would have figured her time away from the ring, you didn't get any better. That's what upsets me about the whole Brie in this match. Right. She didn't show me that she gotten better from her time away from the ring. And maybe that was due to the limitations of Stephanie McMahon. I don't know.
But you got to understand, it was very faint. And if you guys, I don't know how many guys heard it, but the crowd started chanting, "You still got it," to Stephanie McMahon.
Right.
Like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's embarrassing to Brie. And you know what's worse about it? This feud is going to continue, but it's going to have Nikki versus Brie.
Yeah.
Golly.
Maybe the twin magic will make it better. I did like the turn, though. I'm not going to lie to you and say I didn't like the turn.
But the only thing about the turns is that we saw it coming. Like I saw it.
I called it.
I said
For 3, 2, 1.
I said it Monday when she slapped her with the notebook or whatever that was. Was it last Monday or the weekend before? The Monday before.
That might have been the Monday before.
Yeah, the Monday before.
I called. I was like, yeah, it's set up for a twist, and like that's the twist. Like that's the only outcome of Stephanie winning. I couldn't see Stephanie just winning because Triple H interfered or anything like that. It had to be a twist, and that's the twist I predicted. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
Moving
they're
on.
the hard part, though. We can move on real quick, but you got to say, if Night of the Champions is next week, this feud has to be done in 5 weeks. Because why the hell would Nikki and Brie be fighting on? They don't have a belt. Like
Right.
they got to finish this feud or get it to Hell in a Cell if they don't have a makeup October.
They don't necessarily have to be over. They just won't have a match at Night of the Champions. That's
Right.
all that.
That makes it worse for us. That drags on.
Unless they do something really messed up and end up putting the belt on Nikki, like, since you did this for us, we're going to do this for you. I could see it happening. Weirder things have happened.
I don't know, though.
It's the WWE.
I don't know, because they have that thing about heel going against heel. Right now, Paige is a heel.
That's true.
Yeah. We'll see.
All right. Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton out wrestled Roman Reigns in this match.
Yeah.
I knew Roman
but
had to go over.
What did you expect?
I thought tonight was a big night for Roman Reigns because I feel like he is really getting Roman Reigns. He's really getting into John Cena territory with the whole don't really have to have much of a moveset. And then, you know what? That's not. And when we say this, I want you guys to understand that we understand that WWE has a certain way they want their power guys or their big guys to wrestle. So Roman Reigns probably got a shit ton of moves. I wish they let him use them if he does. If that's the case.
Hold on. Here's the problem, though. When Cena first started off, he had a moveset. He had a large moveset. It wasn't until John Cena became, the man that he is now that you seen like his 5 moves of doom and stuff like that. It was just at first he had the moveset. See, the problem with Roman Reigns, you don't see that moveset yet, and hopefully he gets one.
Wrestling aficionados know that Hogan in Japan has a hell of a moveset.
Ridiculous.
Wrestling matches with Hogan in Japan, he actually can wrestle.
Hogan moved up.
Yeah, WWE wants their wrestler to wrestle a certain way. So Roman Reigns went over. I thought Randy Orton, his reverse to the snap suplex and the reverse into the RKO was amazing, which is out of this world. So what's next for both of these wrestlers? What do y'all think is going to happen? Randy never got his rematch.
I see. Of course, I see Randy doing the complaining. I still should be title match against Brock Lesnar. And, I actually see him leaving the Authority somehow. That would help him.
Yeah.
Could he be the next challenger though against Brock Lesnar?
I can see him stepping up and getting knocked down.
I don't mean winning. I mean,
I agree.
It makes sense. You know what? And go ahead. You know what? Do you I'm gonna just let y'all go because what I have to say actually leads into the next match.
Me too. Okay.
Because when you talk about Orton stepping up and being the man to go against Brock Lesnar, for those who haven't watched SummerSlam, yes, Brock Lesnar won, and not only did he win, he dominated. And with Orton going against Brock Lesnar, it will make sense if they sit there and say John Cena is just like hurt because the way Brock treated him in this match was like stepdaddy treating a little bad kid, just like yeah. So they could play up that John Cena is hurt, he can't go for a little while, so that's what moves Randy Orton to that slot.
Right.
All right, let's talk about this. What do you want to call this? A match? A defamation? An abomination?
It was a rematch match.
Yeah,
there's no words to describe this match.
Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. It started off with a quick brawl. and I promise every John Cena hater stood up when that F5 came out 30 seconds to the match.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Listen, y'all lucky I don't run a promotion because I would have him went over. Cena fans would have been pissed. Brock fans would have been happy, but it would have been short and to the point.
And
the internet would have exploded. It would have went insane. Twitter would have broke. It have broke Twitter.
It didn't matter how good John Cena did, long as Brock won. It didn't matter how this match went, long as Brock won. John Cena could have whooped Brock the whole time, as long as Brock Lesnar hit him with the F5 and pinned him for the 1-2-3. It didn't matter.
But I think the fact that the match went the way it did made it so much sweeter. It just made it. So let's get it. Brock Lesnar dominates this match. The suplexes, look, shades of Taz with the human suplex machine. Like, what the heck is going on? Yes. And honest, I was scared to death when John Cena was mounting his little comeback. So I was
that's what I was just going to say.
When he was mounting those comebacks, situation. And if he would have won, we wouldn't have done this podcast. I said I wasn't going to do it. I was going to be done with wrestling.
I said I wasn't going to do it.
You know I was.
I would have done it. We just would have omitted that whole last match.
We did a
recap. He's a one-man band.
Cena mounts this comeback, gets out of the F5, hits that attitude adjustment. I thought that was going to screw us. I was like, watch this. But Brock gets a 2 count. Then pops up like Undertaker and starts.
Yes, that was so cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
I loved every bit of it.
So he charges at Brock. Brock takes him down with ground and pound. 4 suplexes in a row without letting go. Another set of 3. Then these I don't want to talk because you guys might have been fans. I was disappointed in. They got that boring chat. I'm like, you guys are not knowing what you're watching. Like this is telling a story. They are telling a story. It's domination. So we get the STF.
Eat, sleep, and conquer John Cena.
Yeah, he reversed it with more punches, and then the match is over after another F5. Wow.
You know, I'm going to give kudos to WWE, though, because it was totally – I did not think the match would go that way. I don't know anybody who would have thought that match would go that way. Like, that was the way the match was gonna end, begin, start, whatever you want to say. None of it was like – I was just shocked. I was like, wow. We're really watching John Cena – Superman Cena get
manhandled.
Exactly. And like I said,
kudos for them for shocking us.
That was the scary thing about when I was watching. I was telling my friend, I was like, the whole time I said, man, I don't like how this is going. Like, yeah, he's dominating the whole match, but I just feel like
Super Cena will come out. That's what you expected. Come out with the
S and just like shoulder tackles and F. I was like, here it comes, and like it never happened. I was like shocked. I was like, literally recorded my reaction of the match, and like I was shocked. Like.
That's another.
It's been a long time.
We didn't even get nowhere near the 5 moves of doom. Nowhere near it. All he did was hit the F5. Not the F5, but the attitude adjustment.
So, I mean, we are historians, but I'm pretty sure listening to podcasts this week or reading the blogs, somebody's going to put down the last time a John Cena has been in a match and did not do a "you can't see me" taunt. Like, when was the last time that happened?
This is a fact. If it's necessary. Before SummerSlam started, me and my friend, we Googled the last 7 SummerSlams. John Cena main evented all 7. All of them wasn't title matches, but he main evented all 7. He probably lost 3 out of that 7.
Right. This would be would this be the 3rd?
This will be
because last year he lost, so SummerSlam is just not his event, I guess. I
mean, but he had the them versus the Nexus. They had him versus Cena. I mean, he had him versus Orton one time. Had him versus Batista one time.
Right.
He had. But we resurfaced the whole history of SummerSlam the last 7 times, and he was in the main event. So that's the other thing. I was like, he lost last year, so it's just kind of crazy that they got him
again.
He lost the year before that too to CM Punk.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Wow.
SummerSlam in Chicago just is not his cup of tea.
But you know what was weird? This SummerSlam, I think, was the first time in the past 3 years we didn't get a cash in. Because remember, Del Rio cashed in on CM Punk.
Yeah.
And then Randy cashed in on Daniel Bryan.
Right.
So we didn't get it. But it didn't matter. You could have cashed in. Brock was going to squash you tonight. He was in his zone. It wasn't going to happen.
There was no cashing in on Brock. It didn't matter. He stood up so tall. What was going to happen? How was you going to cash in on him?
So, all right, we know Cena has to get a rematch, but how does the rematch go? Like, does Cena study that tape? Like, when you get blown out, what do you learn from it? Like, oh, I got to slow down. I can't get in the brawl with him.
Does he have to get a rematch? Randy Orton still ain't got his.
If I write the story though, I'm waiting until the pay-per-view is in Philadelphia, and I'm doing all kinds of serious montages like they just did. I'm building off of that. Since Cena's their guy, I'm building off of that, and I'm just gonna be ridiculous with it. That's what I would do because that's what they do. So I'm seeing them do that.
At this moment, I'm calling this Cena, even if he gets a rematch, is now taking that belt off Brock. Who on the current roster can take this belt off of Brock Lesnar? And how long do you guys think he's going to hold it?
What's the time frame?
Well, my thing is, the Guardians of the Galaxy promo is pretty much ending, so you know who's coming back pretty soon.
God.
Yeah. So I mean, I can see the book
in his office because my computer cut off on me.
Oh, okay.
I had to do a restart.
Okay. Right. So, all right, you're on his. All right, so, Miller, who do you got challenging him or taking the belt off, and how long do you think he's going to have it?
I'm going to have to – I think he's going to have it for – so, what we got? We got Night of Champions. What comes after Night of Champions?
Hell in a Cell, Survivor Series.
Survivor Series. I
forgot what the December one is called.
That's no, hold on. Hell in a Cell is December now.
Right, it's December now.
What? What's in October now?
Should be Halloween Havoc, but they're not smart.
There's gonna be more than one person challenging him for this belt.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he has like 3 successful defenses before he loses it either to Cena or he loses it to Roman Reigns. I think it depends on Roman Reigns' development.
I don't think he's gonna have 3 successful defenses. I think he might have 1, and then the next time they're gonna put other people. It's gonna be like a triangle match or a fatal 4-way match. He's gonna have more than one contender to actually take
elimination.
But
which will be in Memphis, Tennessee.
Look at this guy. Yeah, that's in February. I mean, honestly, if I was a WWE, if there was some way to drag, and drag has a negative connotation. I don't want to say drag, but for him to hold this belt, because I think he is one of those guys that brings legitimacy to that title, and especially the way he did it tonight. You're just like, well, if he can keep this belt, make it look tough, make it look good, and then look great in all the matches until he loses, the next person that gets that belt is going to get a boost, just a hell of a boost.
That's why I said it has to be somebody. I mean, Cena's out of the question for me. Totally, because I don't like him, number 1, and number 2, it doesn't make sense. But the main reason is because
hold up, EJ. Number 3, if he wins again, he ties Ric Flair. Think about that. Go ahead, EJ.
But I was like, it has to be somebody I can actually, even though if he comes back in time, a David and Goliath type thing. Daniel Bryan be the perfect person.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
Get something, you know what I'm saying? Sneak in.
You know what it looks like?
To win it.
I don't know if y'all ever seen it, but there's like this like drawing of Sagit versus Ryu, and Sagit looks huge as hell and Ryu looks tiny. That's how I feel like that poster is gonna be with Brock versus Daniel Bryan. And we talked about it tonight that we didn't think Brock Lesnar can wrestle. And we were like, well, he doesn't have to wrestle. He's brawling or whatever. And I said he only chain wrestles when he went against like Chris Benoit or Kurt Angle. Daniel Bryan is going to bring out the chain wrestling in him, and I feel like that's how he's going to be able to beat him.
Right.
Which is going to look great. All right, you guys got anything else before we wrap up?
Kudos to WWE for surprising us. That's 3 title changes. I think this was this is the best pay-per-view so far.
I definitely get his segment.
Yeah. Outside of the Brie and Stephanie McMahon match, everything else I really like. Even Jack Swagger, I don't really like that storyline, but that was a good match.
Right.
Yeah, I give it an A as well. EJ, what you give it?
I give it A. Give it A.
All right. Jannar? Miller?
I'm going to give it an A. Oh, not even a college A. I'm going to give him an A.
All right, guys.
I think we should look out for the new titles. Hopefully they give us new titles tomorrow with the new logos.
All right, that is the podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed this. And you guys be able to watch this one because it'll be on the website, and then you can listen to it as well. You can follow me at One and Only. You can follow Miller at It's Miller. You can follow Sterl at Sterl Pearl. You can follow EJ at Mr. I'll put the links in the show notes, so you in the spelling, so you guys can get that all together. Make sure you check out our other shows such as Lace 'Em Up, Equal Opposite, Studio Flow, and the Rundown Love and Hip Hop podcast. What else? Oh, make sure you check out the site for our mixtapes, music that we're feeling, our blogs, and our other features as well. Thank you guys for listening. I think that's it, guys. Right? Yeah. We love you, WWE. It was a good podcast. I mean, a good pay-per-view. Oh, special event. I'm sorry.
Special. You better get that right before you get fined.
All right. Till next time. Peace.